Hello, my name my name is Sherry Washington Tisdale, and I'm here to speak on Psalms 137. King James Version, it reads as follows. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hang our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. For how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dash thy little ones against the stones. May the word of the Lord be accepted and received this way. Thinking about these verses, the theme I would like to pull out of it is from the fourth verse. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Historically, this is the period in 586 BC when the children of Judah were captive and captured by the Babylonians and dispersed among the Babylonian Empire. One of the psalmists recorded this scene, how they sat by the rivers of Babylon and they wept, and they hung their harps in the willow trees that grew around the banks of the river. Historically, they had been warned and it had been prophesied that if they didn't change their ways, that they were going to be captured, and this was going to be a 70-year captivity. And it happened. But it so took them out of character and out of their familiar place until they had a hard time dealing with how to adjust to living under the enemy's rules. When I think about these verses, I think about how it feels to be in sin. How it feels when we do wrong and we find ourselves in an unfamiliar place, a strange land. What is a strange land? It's a place where we don't know what's going on. We don't know how we got there. We hardly know at the time when we're in the midst, in the real trouble of it, how we're going to get out. And we don't know which way to go. I think it's almost like being in prison, just as these people really were. And they were very upset because, you know, being a child of God, you were used to perks. Yes, it was suffering, but suffering knowing that you have a spiritual leader. And at that time, they had a leader that was real. God was real to them. It wasn't like today we talk about God, but they actually saw the miracles. They actually experienced God and experienced His hands. They could see Him with them. And yet, they failed to live the way God wanted them to. They found themselves in a strange land. They found themselves wanting revenge. They found themselves being unforgiving. They found themselves wanting uh, bloodshed, an eye for an eye, so to speak. But today, when we find ourselves in that strange place, we don't have to do as they did because we have Jesus. Salvation has come to us. God's grace has come. And He sent the Holy Ghost to lead us and guide us and be with us every step of the way. Jesus said, "Lo, I am with you even until the end of time." And He said, "Take my yoke upon me and learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burdens are light." He also said, "God bless those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake." He made every allowance for us. Every allowance that when this time came, we don't have to fall as these young men did. I don't think they thought about Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys, how when they went into captivity, how they maintained who they were, maintained their courage, and regardless to what went on around them, they would not break their vows. But these were those taken because of their breaking of their vows. And when they remembered where they had fallen, it was too much for them, just as it would be for us. Too much for us if we didn't have Jesus. That one thing is what keeps us going. Paul said that hope that is seen is not hope, but it's that unseen hope. We have to walk by faith and not by sight. We may not ever see our way out, but there's a way. And we have to recognize that if we do wrong in this world, we have to reap what we sow. Sometimes when we're doing it, we don't think about the repercussions of our actions. And they were faced with the repercussions of their actions. And it caused them to weep every time they remembered Zion. When the captors asked them to sing the songs with mirth and everything, it destroyed whatever respect they had. And they hung their harps and dreamt of, sat there thinking about seeing their children dashed. We can't have this revenge issue with us. We've got to forgive, even 70 times 70, Christ said. Forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors, as we want to be forgiven. We have to learn how to lean and depend on God. We have to hide ourselves in the refuge, in a secret place of God. When we do this, it is then we can learn to be content in the state we are, and we can come out and we can sing in a strange land. We can sing, "Victory, victory shall be mine, if I can just hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battle." We can go through the storm. He said, "I can give you peace in the midst of the storm." But we can't accomplish that if we don't trust God. Christ made allowances for us. He sent us a comforter and a leader. They didn't have this advantage, but we have it today. And the question is, do you want to come out of a strange place you're in? Do you want to live better? Do you want to feel that there's hope for you? Galatians says, let us not be weary in well-doing, for we shall reap if we faint not. If we can just hold on, if we can just hold on until tomorrow, if we can just hold on, we can make it. I encourage you today to accept Christ. When we get in a strange place, we can find us a hiding place inside there. And we can reach out and look up to God and live. And we can find peace and hope. Because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He said it. I believe it. Thank you.